Good evening, everybody. Thanks for attending the second Iron Horse online video. We were joking in the office that Greg and I did such a great job at our last one that they invited us back. So we thought we'd give it one more chance to maybe get another cameo appearance. But without further ado, we want to respect your time. The interest in our last video presentation was fantastic. We had a lot of great questions. Had a lot of people come through the presentation center. As we all know, COVID has put some restrictions in place, and we've taken every precaution possible to ensure that your safety is a primary concern. So we have had appointments with Wendy. Again, we want to thank you for all your patience, and hopefully these video presentations are informative and hopefully answer some of the questions you have. And if you have the opportunity, reach out to Wendy. So without further ado, we're going to give you a quick agenda here with our time together. We're going to give you a construction and development progress video. Greg is going to talk about some of the home types, and we've got some really nice looking pictures. I will be doing an interview with Bruce Davies from Waterstone Law, an interview with Wendy Tyson from REMAX, and then we're just going to have a quick closing remarks about what's next. First few pictures I showed in our last presentation as well, but it's worth showing you one more time because the video that we're going to be showing you is a live video of the actual site. And the starting of the video, you'll see the entry. So just try and visualize the entry that you see here. And when the video plays, when it's finished, it should look something like this. The Green Street is something that we're very excited about. It is a walkable pedestrian way that we have front-loaded homes on the Green Street. We've done this once before at River's Edge, and it was a great success. And the picture on your top left there is the actual picture of what we built in River's Edge. So again, when you fly through, you should be able to see where the Green Street's going to be in between these homes. Just a quick reminder of the site plan. The entire site's 24 acres. We have about a 1 acre park in phase 2. Again, you'll see Promontory Road, which is currently getting widened to 5 lanes. You're good. And you'll see the entry, the green lane. Again, the meandering roads were very intentional to add movement and curvature to the site. The colors that you saw in the renderings, again, were intentional. We've talked to everybody that the goal was for people to drive onto the site and want to smile just because of how vibrant and joyful the colors are. So I'm going to show you the video. The video will take you through the entry into one of the row homes on the left-hand side. It will pan back out. It will actually take you to the home, pan back out, and then take you through the Green Street. The Green Street is where you'll actually see an excavator standing, and we'll take you in and out a few of the homes. So the video's just a couple of minutes here, so we're gonna play that for you now. So we're very excited with the progress we're making. As you can see, the roads are in, sidewalks are getting put in place, homes are under construction. We have the first group of homes ready for completion, and Wendy will chat a little bit more about that. And again, this video will be available coming soon. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to my friend Greg to talk about homes.
Thanks, PL. I think we got a really good overview of the site from the video and the types of homes that we're going to be building and are already under construction. It's really exciting to see the site come to life. We've had it paved in the last couple of weeks, so the roads are all in, and you can actually drive through the neighborhood right now. So that's really exciting. And so if you are coming down to meet Wendy at the Discovery Center, you will be able to drive through the neighborhood and check out these homes live. We have 3 different types of homes at Iron Horse, and I'll just quickly walk you through those. And then I've got some really exciting kind of a new reveal of our brand new photographs of our show kitchen. So you'll get a really good idea of the interiors of the homes. So we have row homes that I'll take you through the details of, detached homes with rear garages. Some of the detached homes and the row homes have a coach home above the garage as a rental suite. They also have legal suites in the basement alternatively. Our third type of home is a detached home with a front garage, and those come in a 2-story and a rancher configuration. And I'll show you some renderings of those. They have a legal suite as well. I'll show you some renderings of those types of homes, and then we'll walk you through the inside. These are the row homes. These are come in a block of 4 attached homes. They are single-family homes on their own lot. Comes on a little bit smaller lot. Still quite a large home, 2,300 to 2,400 square feet. But at our lower price point homes with the attached nature of them and the smaller lot. They do have a full basement, and they come with a detached 1 or 2 car garage. And it's the end homes that have the suite. So the home in the foreground here behind the logo sign, the monument sign, there's a stairway behind that fence that would take your tenant down to their basement suite. The home on the other end has the coach home above the garage. Our first release of these homes, the first 4 homes, are in a very prime location. They're on the entry to the Iron Horse community, which is a very heavily landscaped area. You saw it in PL's earlier rendering with the landscape median, and the street ends into the plaza that leads into the Green Street. So it's a very, very prime location. One thing about Iron Horse that you'll notice as you walk through the homes available with Wendy, we're selling some of the very, very best homes first. So the opportunity to get in early at Iron Horse is a very, very good opportunity right now. The second type of home, this is the detached homes with the rear garage. And our first release of these homes is on the Green Lane. So this is showing just off the entry to the Green Lane. It's a little bit larger home, a 5-bedroom home, full basement. You can see the 2-car garage there. The end homes on each street have a coach home above the garage, and this rendering shows you a really good image of that coach home. You can see it with the big windows up above the garage, and you can see the private entry. So the tenant would park in that parking stall there, and that's their door up to the coach home. It's a very good design, very efficient rental unit. And the nice thing about the coach homes is it is a mortgage helper and an income generator. But it puts your tenant outside of the main house, so it leaves your basement available for you and your family to use while still having a rental suite in your program. And again, the first release is on the Green Lane. So again, we are releasing the best homes first for sale at Iron Horse. Third type of home is the detached home with the front garage. So these homes have an attached garage. We have ranchers and 2-story homes here. You can see the rancher on the right, 2-story home on the left. These homes have a master bedroom on the main. They come in a variety of sizes, all with full basements. And some of these also have the option of a basement suite. These homes, because of the attached front garage, they do not have, we don't have any of these homes that offer a coach home. So it's strictly the suite in the basement for a mortgage helper. on these ones. So that's a quick overview of the 3 types of homes that we're offering at Iron Horse. Now to get into the reveal of our kitchen. This is our kitchen, our show kitchen, which is shown in the dark color scheme. And Diverse is known for the kitchens in our homes. Our Cinema Townhome project in Abbotsford is quite well known for the kitchen design there. It gets a lot of buzz around Abbotsford. We get people coming to meet with Wendy to see those homes and have a very, very positive reaction to the kitchen design in those homes. And we're really excited. We think that our designers have really done it again at Iron Horse. This is the show home in the Discovery Center itself. It's the exact replica of the kitchen that will be in the home on lot 137. This is what we're able to show you now. Of course, we are building a full show home that will be available later in the spring, but right now you can come in and you can actually see the appliances and touch the countertops and open the cabinets and really check out and live in this kitchen and see what it's going to be like, and see it with all the details and all the materials. The design inspiration for the interiors of the Iron Horse homes is called Modern Farmhouse. It's a very popular style that you're seeing a lot of in the design magazines right now. It's a great blending of mainly a modern contemporary kind of feel, clean lines, modern minimal feel to it. But you add in a few little extra more rustic features. For example, the pendant lights that you see, they're an etched glass pendant light, and they just bring in a little bit of that kind of country charm and traditional feel to offset the modern minimal feel of the rest of the kitchen and the rest of the interior design. Another great feature of our homes is the mudroom, and you can see it on the right of the photo here. Our mudrooms are included in most homes, and some of the great features of this, it does come with a built-in bench. This is all included millwork. There's storage under the bench, so the bench itself is a lid and you lift it up and can store things under there. Comes with the hooks installed as well for hanging jackets and things. And another nice farmhouse touch is the shiplap feature wall behind the mudroom bench. And again, that's free and included in the price of most homes where we can fit it in. There's a couple situations where by code we can't make it work, but most homes come with this great mudroom. There's even a little mudroom for the coach homes as you enter as well. So a little symbolic feature of the interiors that we've done. The kitchen in this dark scheme is still a very, very bright kitchen. It's obviously helped by the window. This is a detached home kitchen. Most of the detached home kitchens have windows. Very light colored uppers. The darker materials are on the lower level, the lower cabinets in the gray, and then the island is done in the wood tones, which is very, very nice. You can also see in this photo, the hood fan above the stove is fully concealed. So it's that very modern minimal look with a very high-powered, high-quality fan up in that cabinet. The island itself, you can see it is a combination of the gray cabinetry as well as the wood. A really cool feature I think that we've done that you don't see often here is this inlay of the quartz countertop on the cooking surface, but then the eating surface and the sides of the island are done in the wood. And just a really great little design feature that kind of makes these homes stand out. In the background here, you can see our design center within the Discovery Center that you could come and meet Wendy at. And this is where you can come down and select your home, go through the floor plans, and also go through the various color schemes that we have for the homes. You can see this color scheme boards on the wall mounted in the background. There's a dark and a light color scheme for both the row homes and the detached homes. One of the other features of the kitchen in the detached home is the black stainless appliances. And our designers have gone with the black stainless appliances that really matches well with the 2 color schemes in the detached homes. It will be silver stainless appliances in the row homes because they're a little different take on the color scheme. And these are all KitchenAid brand appliances. So a very, very good quality brand that matches the level of the homes that we're building at Iron Horse. This picture in particular shows a real photograph out the window. I know, PL, you thought this was a fake marketing shot, but that's actually what's really outside that window when you come to the Discovery Center with the beautiful snow-topped mountains. And just really sets a tone for how beautiful the site is and the area that you're going to live in at Iron Horse. Now back to PL to talk with Bruce.
Thanks, Greg. One of the things that I've enjoyed doing is some endurance events, and I've been getting into hiking lately. So when Greg showed me a picture of the mountain, I was trying to figure out where that is so I can actually go and hike it, but I have to say that for another day. The next item is Mr. Bruce Davies from Waterstone Law. Bruce has lived in Chilliwack since 1996. He's one of the main partners. I know they have an office in Chilliwack, in Abbotsford, as well as in Langley. He's been practicing law for 32 years. And in particular, of our interest in Bruce's experience, he's had 17 years dealing in real estate development on First Nations reserve land. We have a lawyer that's representing us from the interior, and Bruce is a local lawyer that has First Nation experience. So all of the people that come and meet us and want to understand what the process is, Bruce Davies is one of the experts in town that lives there who has dealt with unreserved land. So I also know that Bruce has some personal experience, Bruce. So if you want to just, oops, not Wendy Tyson, if you just want to chat maybe just a few minutes about yourself, Bruce, you got to unmute your microphone, Bruce.
How's that?
Yeah, there you go, Bruce. Way to go.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. Everybody who's watching can tell this isn't pre-recorded. This is all live. So
this is live, yeah. Well, first of all, thanks very much for having me. It's a pleasure to participate in this. As the slide says, I've lived in Chilliwack for close to 25 years, and I live just up the hill. As we speak, I'm about a minute and a half drive from the site, and I've driven by it for 25 years, just at least once a day. So it's a beautiful site. Yeah, my experience in the real estate in the First Nation side started about, like I said, 17 years ago, and primarily acting for the developers, but I've done lots and lots of transactions involving, acting for buyers. And, I think we're probably into the thousands now, at least between 1,000 and 2,000, I would say, actual closings. And, it goes well, and people are happy, and they get what they bargained for. And if there was any, concern about buying on First Nation land, it should be gone. And I would have no doubt, I would have no problem myself living on I don't right now, but I would have no problem living on a leased land on reserve. In fact, we this summer, my wife and I bought a property on a reserve land in Shuswap Lake area. And so put my money where my mouth is there. I'm an owner of a reserve land. So yeah, it works well.
Great. So Bruce, let's kind of get on to a few questions. I know a question that a lot of people have asked Wendy, who have come and chatted with her, is tell us some of the differences between owning land at Iron Horse versus land off reserve, or what we also are known for, like on fee simple land.
Yeah, sure. I think everybody's probably familiar with what off reserve land is like, fee simple. Reserve land is technically, it's owned by the federal government. Government of Canada is the owner of the land. It holds the land for the benefit of the First Nation. In this case, it's Chacton First Nation. And the Chacton First Nation sort of control the land, although it's technically owned by the federal government. When you buy a home on reserve land like Iron Horse, you aren't buying it in a sense that you would in fee simple or off reserve. What you're doing is you're acquiring a long-term sublease of the land, what we call a prepaid sublease. In this case, it's roughly 114-year-long sublease with a right to renew for another 50 years. So you're a tenant, but a long-term tenant with a fully prepaid sublease.
Great. So I like the home. I'd like to buy it. Conventional mortgage for a conventional home, I'm very aware of. How does this work for buying a house at Iron Horse?
Well, in Chilliwack in particular, we've had some very, very successful developments, and the banking community, the lending community has had a wonderful experience. And, you know, it's no problem finding a mortgage lender on reserve lands. So you're essentially granting a mortgage of your leasehold or sub-leasehold interest. The mortgage rates I find are very, very competitive, pretty much identical to off reserve rates. And in this particular project, it's got a state-of-the-art head lease that's been approved by CMHC, which allows for CMHC mortgage insurance if necessary. And it's also something that the lenders look for as well. So that's a big plus on this one.
Great. Now I have my financing. I'm living there. Property taxes, how does that work and how do they get calculated?
Yeah, so regular off-reserve property tax laws don't apply on reserve, but each band has the jurisdiction to pass their own property tax law. So in this case, the Chacton First Nation does have a property tax bylaw, and so property taxes will be payable. People don't need to worry though about whether tax increases can skyrocket over the years, or they're essentially governed, the band is governed by federal government law. Government of Canada sets parameters as to how First Nations may assess property taxes. So they must use in this case, the BC Assessment Authority to determine market values, which is what is used all across the province. And they must use the mill rates or the tax rates that the local municipality, in this case Chilliwack, levies. So the taxation rates that you pay on reserve would be basically identical to what you would pay off reserve.
Fantastic. Just when you were talking about taxes, I was also reminded of property taxes, property transfer tax and GST. So as I get into a sublease agreement, how does property transfer tax work and how does GST work in Iron Horse?
Yeah, sure. Well, the good news is that GST is not applicable. So you do not have to pay any GST on acquiring a property on reserve. You're technically renting it for a long term. You're not buying it. So there's no GST on that one. And property transfer tax, same like property taxes, it's up to the band. And in this case, the Chacton First Nation does have a property transfer tax bylaw. So yes, property transfer tax would be payable on the fair market value of your home when you buy it on your purchase price. The same rates that apply off reserve, it's 1% on the first 200,000, 2% on the balance. There are exemptions as well, like first-time home buyers, similar to off reserve dealings.
Fantastic. Any other costs or fees that I can expect to pay when I buy a home there?
I think the way you think about this is it's really much like as if you owned a Bearland Strata, a home on off reserve. So you have a Strata Corporation off reserve. You would have the same thing here. You would have Strata fees. That's the cost of maintaining the common areas. And I understand at Iron Horse they're going to be very, very low, which is great. Then you just have other things like your utilities, things that you would pay for in any other home. There's no other costs like this. So you'd have your hydro and your telephone and your cable and all that kind of stuff. What else would you have? Of course, your mortgage payment if you have a mortgage, which most of us do. As I mentioned earlier, property taxes. But there's no other hidden charges or fees to the band or to the developer. Once you've paid for your lease, you own it outright, and just your cost of occupying like you would off reserve.
Fantastic. Now, you mentioned property taxes based on certain mill rates and everything else. Do I get anything for that? So I guess what I'm trying to get is water, sewer, utilities. Like, where do they come from?
Yeah, so in behind the scenes, you guys, the developer, have signed a contract with the city of Chilliwack. It's called a sewer and water agreement, where the city of Chilliwack has promised to deliver municipal services, sewer, water, storm sewer, not to mention fires, ambulance, police, all of the services that you would expect living off reserve are assured to you living at Iron Horse Ranch. So it would be exactly the same as living off reserve.
Great. Last question. This is probably one that a lot of people may have seen or heard of, is some of the, can I get kicked off? They think of blockades, any other kind of horror stories. Anything you can share with us about that?
You know, I lived in Vancouver in the 90s. Well, I'm born and raised in Vancouver, but in the 90s, there was this story about Musqueam First Nation. Some of our viewers may hear about, where you had these horror stories about people being kicked off and their rents quadrupling and all this kind of stuff. None of that applies. That's another story I won't waste any time on. But here, no, there isn't any of that. You're signing a prepaid lease. It's a gold standard lease. Once you've paid for your rent, which you pay up front, nobody can kick you off. There's no room for, there's no provision for changing rents. There is no rent. You've already paid your rent. Blockades, I mean, these are just sort of, in fact, the odds of a road on a reserve being blockaded are way lower than they would be off reserve. So no, all of those things are sort of unfounded and maybe sort of old war stories. And the fact is that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of homes are now built on reserve, and they're functioning very well. Let's face it, the First Nation receives property tax revenue and property transfer tax revenue. This is gold to them, and they love this. And you know, they want to welcome you. So nothing to worry about there.
Great. Just a little bit of a clarifying question, Bruce, just in case some of the people watching are not quite understanding. When you say the word rent, the average person thinks rent is something that I pay monthly. But when you use the word rent, can you just clarify what you mean when you say rent?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, for sure. So that's really what when I say rent, I mean your purchase price. So what you are doing is you're signing technically a lease or a sublease that has a rent provision, but the rent is paid on day one of the 114 years. And there's no, it's a purchase price, so if I confused you, yeah. So yeah, there's no rent as you think about it, there's just a purchase price.
Great. Bruce, thank you so much. Again, for the sake of time, you've been fantastic. You're a wealth of knowledge in the First Nations land business. So thank you so much. I'm gonna ask you to just mute yourself, Bruce, and I'm gonna turn it over to Wendy. So Wendy, if you would so kindly unmute yourself, that'd be great. Wendy, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh my goodness, you're better than Bruce. A little bit about Wendy. Unlike Bruce, you can probably tell by the picture, Wendy's not as gray as Bruce, so she's only lived there for 22 years, has raised her family there. She's got a beautiful daughter and a couple of dogs, right, Wendy?
Exactly, and a husband, of course.
Oh, of course. What are the names of your dogs again?
Oliver and Rosie.
Okay. Usually when I talk to Wendy on the phone, I hear them in the background, but she's told us that she's got them locked, not locked away. They're being babysat tonight. Is that right?
That is right, yes.
Okay, great. Wendy's been in the business for 15 years. Of those 15 years, she's been one of the top 25 agents in Chilliwack. And again, we've been very blessed that she's been part of our team for the past 10 years. So Wendy's an extremely valuable part of our team, and we love having her. So Wendy, a couple of questions that you and I had chatted about asking, and the first one is, how do these prices at Iron Horse compare to others off reserve?
Sure, thanks, PL. Typically, pricing is slightly lower. However, there are some areas of BC where that gap is narrowing, and there isn't actually much of a difference. This goes to show how a strong lease can affect home values in a positive way. Great.
So a lot of people, their home is a huge decision and a very big investment. And depending on where you're at in life, it is probably one of the larger portions of your net worth. And part of that net worth is the result of appreciation. Can you talk a little bit about appreciation values of homes at Iron Horse?
For sure. Your home will appreciate very similar to freehold property. It has been shown that the value may depreciate as you get closer to the end of the term of the lease. However, like Bruce mentioned, we have a 114-year prepaid lease with a 50-year right of renewal. So none of us will ever have to worry about that.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, if I ever want to take advantage of the appreciation of my home and I actually want to now sell it, what does that look like?
It's exactly like selling your property on freehold. It's very simple. So it would just be the same process as freehold.
Okay, so the everything has been prepaid. I pay X dollars for it. I can sell it for more than what I paid for it, and the same fees, everything that Bruce had talked about. It's just repetition, no different than on off reserve land.
Exactly.
Great. Bruce had mentioned the homeowners association, and some people have lived as part of a strata or a bare land strata. I live in the bare land strata of homes, so I understand what it is. Tell me a little bit about the homeowners association and what the fees are, and kind of what does that include?
Sure. The fee is approximately $40 a month. And like Bruce mentioned, it acts as a bare land strata. So the homeowners association will be responsible for maintaining the roads as well as the insurance and snow removal on the roads. The homeowners association will also be responsible for maintaining the common area. So that would be landscaping of the Green Street, boulevards, and the parks within the development.
Great. So if the homeowners association takes care of those common areas, what do I have to do for my home? Like, what are my responsibilities?
Every owner maintains their home as it's their own because the homeowner association only maintains the common areas and the roadways.
So I need my own lawnmower.
Exactly.
Great.
And replace the windows, yeah.
My wife likes cutting the lawn. She says it's therapeutic. So bless her soul, because I'm not a big lawn mowing kind of guy. So hopefully you people listening have someone who likes cutting the lawn. Warranty. Wendy, tell us about warranty, and is it even applicable on First Nations land?
It sure is. Your home at Iron Horse will be covered by 2510 home warranty. And Diverse is using WBI, which they've used in all of their developments. So it's a great warranty insurance coverage, and the same as if you would buy on freehold.
Fantastic. Now, when I buy a home at Iron Horse, what's all included?
So it's going to be turnkey. Everything's going to be included, including appliances, all of your appliances, window coverings, landscaping, and fencing. So you will be able to move into your home and enjoy it.
Great. So I'm excited to get in, Wendy.
That's
When are the homes going to be ready?
So our row homes, our first set of row homes will be ready in April of next year, and our two first release of our single family homes will be in May of next year.
And if they want to see you, is the sales center open?
Currently, it is by appointment only, but I would encourage you to reach out, call me, text me, email me, and I'd love to meet you and show you around.
Thank you so much, Wendy.
Thank you.
Just to wrap it up in terms of what next, Wendy just touched on the Discovery Center by appointment only. We have strict COVID protocols in place. Again, we want to really respect your safety, but we also want to share with you what we have to offer. The big thing that I want to leave you with is that we have a price list, and we really want you to reach out to Wendy, get a hold of her, figure out what these prices are. Tomorrow morning, Wendy and I are going to have a very exciting morning. We have a couple of prospects that we're working on with offers. As Wendy said, we only have a few in our first release, so we'd love for you to talk to her, get the prices, and I joke with Greg, I hope the next time I see some of you is with your name on a contract. So that's all for now. Greg, any closing remarks?
No, just that we've had a tremendous response to the initial offering here. And as PL said, it is limited in numbers. And I really do stress that the best locations and the best homes are being released first in terms of the entry and the Green Street homes. So if you have time in this busy season in December and the holiday times here, it's a great time to reach out and come and see Wendy. It's all by appointment with protocols in place, so you'll have the whole Discovery Center to yourself, and come down and take a look at the homes. It's really a fantastic experience, and you'll be in great hands between having Wendy there to help you on the real estate, and then great outside lawyers like Bruce to help you with any other questions you have.
The last screen just reminded me, you'll see an email address, marketing@diverseproperties.com. Our first video presentation, we got quite a few great questions from the people listening. So if you have any questions that you have, please email marketing@diverseproperties, or again, talk to Wendy. And I enjoy doing these. I don't know about everybody else. It's a lot of work to put these videos on, but if we need to have another one to educate what it is you're looking for, we'd love to do that. Until then, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and your family, your loved ones. Please stay safe, and hopefully see you soon. Thank you.